Eric. This is Danny. We are Sarah's cousins at table 3. Sarah grew up an only child, but we've spent every year with her our entire lives, so we really feel like siblings. The speeches tonight have been amazing. Pat, you sound like a real mess. Sarah, you still have time. We of course want to thank the O'Neills. Thank you so much. This is really great. And everybody's thanked Diane and Ralph, but it's Dr. Glasser. And if you want an entree tomorrow, you'll address him as such. We're going to keep this very brief because we all have to get on those death traps outside and drive down this mountain with no lights and bears. But very quickly, about 15 years ago, Sarah had a bat mitzvah, and we were given, the cousins were given the great honor of reciting Hebrew at the bat mitzvah. Hebrew was the gibberish that you Christians heard earlier tonight about the bread and the wine. There's a prayer in Hebrew that goes, Michol ha'amim, and our Uncle Mike came up to us just before the ceremony and said, hey, instead of saying Michol ha'amim, you should say, Mike's cool ha'amim. And we went up there, and all of us at the Torah, at the Bima, started laughing hysterically, which was probably the worst incident in Springfield Judaism history ever. They're still talking about it. It did not bode well for the Jays that day. So with that, as a way to try to redeem ourselves, we prepared a list, a top 10 list for all the cousins of reasons we're so excited that Sarah is marrying Pat. But before that, Danny has some words that he'd like to share about Pat.
What a setup. So, if you consider all it took for us to make it to this evening, this night, before your big wedding day, you have to attribute to Pat for being just the amazing guy he is, right? I mean, if a girl I was dating explained to me all of her dad's, or my Uncle Ralph's, hobbies and interests, I'd be terrified. Think about it. At some point in their relationship, Sarah had to mention, oh, by the way, my dad is a gun-wielding conservative doctor who puts people to sleep for a living. Oh, in rural Springfield, Illinois. Oh, and he's also a pilot who flies World War II military aircraft. You see, I would have interpreted that as, if you mess with me, my dad will put you to sleep. And then he'll fly your body somewhere that you'll never be found. Which could very well be downtown Springfield. But, did that stop Pat? Nope. And you know why? Because he's an O'Neill. A proud Irishman. I mean, because if he were Patrick Rosenblatt, he would have had the chutzpah to march on out of that restaurant, past the valet, straight to his metered parking spot, and hightailed it straight home. But no, not Patrick. And it's because he's the most optimistic person I've ever met, seeming to always find the good in every situation. So, they say that girls often marry men that are just like their fathers. So my daughters are screwed. But it certainly feels like this theory is proven true for Pat. I mean, I've learned that Pat is a pro NRA marksman, loves to travel, has a strong interest in aeronautics, and on the brink of a stellar six-pack. Oh, wait, sorry. There's a typo there. I mean, he loves to drink 6 packs of Stella. So basically, Pat is a mustache away from being Uncle Ralph.
So now we're going to go into the top 10 reasons we're glad Sarah is marrying Pat. We're going to fly through these. Number 1, our side of the family has 4 aunts and uncles with 3 ex-spouses, 11 cousins with 3 wives, 1 husband, 3 fiancés, and 5 kids. Thank God Pat works in logistics.
As a new addition to the family, Pat gets the privilege of continuing the Glasser tradition of doing all the dishes after Aunt Diane cooks breakfast in Sanibel.
Number 3, our family has a history of working the 12-step program. With the addition of the O'Neills, we're excited to announce that next Tuesday will be the first meeting of our own family's private Alcoholics Anonymous.
We're so proud that Sarah is the 3rd person in our family to work for Google. And as such, we've made a unanimous family decision. We're all switching to AOL.
Number 5, if Pat ever does anything that upsets Sarah, Uncle Ralph will save money on target practice papers.
Number 6. On the wedding website, it says, Pat used a smooth pickup line to get with Sarah. Well, we found out, folks, what that smooth pickup line is. Hi, I'm Pat. Are those real?
Danny will be walking down the mountain tonight. Number 7, Sarah and Pat first met on an app called Tinder. Sarah's friends had expected she would find her match on JDate. Pat's friends expected him to find his match on Grindr.
Number 8, luckily for Pat, Sarah is so smart that he won't have to rack his brain on any more big life decisions. And that's because he won't be allowed to make any.
Number 9, Pat, hard as it may seem, we're a very inclusive family. Nobody embodies that more than your future Asian Jewish mother-in-law who just recently learned to make Gaelic boiled cabbage and bacon.
And number 10, Pat and Sarah have personalities that brighten up a room. They are true partners who you can tell will always offer each other unconditional love and support, no matter what opportunity or life event comes their way. Patrick, we officially welcome you and the O'Neills to the Glasser, Phillips, Wallman, Freed family.